Hello again everybody, and welcome to this recap of Mission 3 from the Red Flag 16-2 campaign flown in the A-10C Warthog. This flight is going to consist of myself and my wingman flying up to the Nevada Test and Training Range, checking in with an MQ-9 Reaper forward air controller, and taking out, hopefully, a column of artillery on a road. Now this mission is also available in the form of a gameplay video that you could watch and have a very good chance of recreating absolutely everything that I do, no matter what your experience level with DCS. It includes a full mission briefing, execution from beginning to end, and a debrief at the end that includes lessons learned from the mission. So if that's what you're looking for, the link is in the video description. But this video is going to be a summary of events alternating between real time and commentary after the fact, starting with our aircraft on the runway ready to get airborne. Okay, let's release brakes. Throttles max. I just need to, as I'm passing through about 50 or 60, no more than 70 knots, disengage the nose wheel steering. I actually missed that last time, so nose wheel steering disengaged and just using the rudder. Now that I have enough airflow to maintain track, a little bit of left rudder right now. It was 134 for a rotation speed. So up through 125. 134, let's rotate. Just hold it there at 10. And at this altitude, boy, it took a while. Let's go gear up. And flaps up. I don't know, that, for some reason, maybe I think I might have just fat fingered something when I was calculating that. 134, usually with a full load like this, it calculates out to, closer to 138 or 140. So, yeah, I must have just missed something there. Let's go and go flaps up before Okay, I already got flaps. So now with my flight airborne, we navigate up to the north to the Marshall location where the rest of the aircraft are holding. On the way, I'm listening out for radio calls telling me the status of the strike package and also giving me a clue as to the enemy aircraft locations in the target area. Then once the designated time is reached, we all push into the area. We go up to stair point 7, this is the IP. And the point at which I check in, that's 10 degrees off my nose to the right for 27 miles.
Warning, autopilot.
I'm going to disengage the autopilot and then put the nose down to get down here and get a little bit of terrain masking going, since I'm going into an area with known, well, I guess now we have known aircraft threats. So from here we continue navigating at low level almost to the point where we're ready to check in with the forward air controller and start to look for targets, but I start picking up on MiG-29s on my radar warning receiver in front of me and then to the left. Okay, so what I need to do is sort of slow things down here. I'm getting a little bit too far in. Okay, Taliban at 11 o'clock. 29, tell you what, let me go EC him on. I don't think that's on me. Let me circle here. Okay, 4-3 is engaging. I don't like all these bandit calls. This is not exactly what I was expecting in the AC. And I've got a little bit of room to go down south until I get close to the container, so I'm still fine. Contrails behind me. Okay, I've got a visual and a contact coming over the ridge. I've got my A9s pulled up. Jam again. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can do something about this. Okay, let me see if I can make a visual ID on this guy. He's smoking. Okay, let's go UHF wingman. How about we just engage bandits just in case? So F8 bandits. Come around and see if I can make an ID on this guy. Oh, that's a missile launch, isn't it? Okay, I'm turning into the missile. I've got my A9s up. That's a MiG-29 right there. Let me see if I can come on around. If I have enough energy, I can take an A9 shot. That's the missile launch. Flare out. That's 2. That's Lock. What are you? You are MiG-29. I'm taking that shot. I've got one more AIM-9. The uncage. That's a hit. Okay, let me see if I have any other bandits out here. Let me break right. 2 was engaging bandits. That's the only one that I saw right there. RWR is clear except for some long range contacts. That's 2. So at this point, the air threat is clear. That was the only lone straggler that came out this far east. The rest are taken care of by my F-15 fighter cover. And I continue on my route out to the west, check in with the forward air controller, and get the primary target passed to me, a column of artillery on a road. Let me go back to wide. Let me get on this column. I want to roll back in and take them out on this pass, or start to take them out. Okay, I've got those first vehicles that I was looking at up there. Okay, let me scope out this column. Just artillery, as briefed. I've got trucks. More trucks. And even more trucks. Now let's go ahead and come in here. I'll just sort of lead it a little bit and just leave the pod right there sort of on the road. I could try for a point track on that vehicle, but I'm not going to. Okay, now Mavericks. Okay, I've got, let's see here. How do I want to do this? Let me go back to the pod. Make sure that I have this as my sensor point of interest. Okay, targeting pod sensor point of interest. You go ahead and slave this first Maverick over there. I'm using the K model first. It doesn't really matter for my purposes against artillery. Relatively thin-skinned. I'm still a little ways out, okay, but let me go ahead and go narrow, and as soon as I get in here a little bit closer, I'll be able to take this shot. So I'm going to take a Maverick shot on this lead APC. I'm going to do this just using the, just trying not to get too focused on the systems. I want to keep my head outside and looking around as much as I can. I've still just got the SA-10 contact out there to my left. I just want to take this shot, and since I was seeing stuff out here, let me, now that I have the time, clear myself visually to the left. And boy, this is really, really where I wish I had two to call missile launches out for me. I got a smoking, probably SA-19 out there. Okay, so that's it. Okay, that's the plan. Go in, take out this lead vehicle, then off left. Okay, let me ground stabilize. Let me bring it up here, see if I can get it to lock. A little bit too far out, as expected. 6.6. Okay, that should be good. Ground stabilize. Okay, roll it out. Come on. If I can't get the lead, I'll take anything that I can get. Okay, pushing in closer than I wanted to. Okay, got a good lock on the lead vehicle. Okay, that's a good shot right there. Okay, 4.4 or 4.2 miles. Let me dispense, come off left, and that should at least get them slowed down. Okay, still looking good on RWR, still looking good all around. And as I come off, I'll turn down the volume on the warnings there. I thought I did that earlier a little bit. Okay, that is a RWR contact F-15, no threat. And just need to back out and yeah, look back in there. So let me bring my pod back up. Let me go to, in fact, let me go actually use the systems here. I'll go to mark points and I'll go to mark Z. That's going to be the last place of weapon impact. You know, slave the pod over there. Okay, I've got visual out there just beyond this little ridge. Okay, they have dispersed. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take one more AGM-65 shot. And I'm not even going to try to use the pod. I just need to roll back in like right now and send another AGM-65 in while I'm set up here. Okay, so let's go for the D. Okay, there we go, AGM-65D. Just roll back around. I'm just going to put the marker in the HUD on that location and then go heads down into the seeker. Okay, visual off my nose. Additional vehicles right below me. I've got to be careful on this heading. Okay, continuing. Just got to glance over there to the right because I did have something set up right there. Okay, let me slew. Okay, now with my Maverick selected, let me go ahead and slew on over here, and I'm just going to start to pick out some artillery. Let's go narrow. And you're looking good, 2.9. Let's take that shot and come off left. And then just back off, and let me see what I want to do from here. And I intentionally sort of didn't bring CBU 97 or CBU 105. Those would be optimal just to throw some CBU in there, but I wanted to, you know, sort of put myself in this position. Okay, gotcha. So at least I know that I'm on the right column now. Okay, let me go wide so I can get a broad overview. Okay, there's the column. You go narrow. Yeah, I don't like the heads down. Okay, let me create a mark point. I might get lucky and take out 2 right there on that one. And you look like another one. Let me create a mark point right there. So I have 2 mark points selected. Let me go ahead and make my steer point, my sensor point of interest. And I'm going to go, instead of mark Z, I'm going to go to mark, you see, it's going to be Bravo and Charlie, and these are the 2 that I'm going to drop on. Okay, so still got GB38 selected. What I'm going to do is come in here low. I'm going to pop up, turn right, drop my 2 JDAMs, hopefully on both of those steer points, and then go off. I'm going to have to go off right. I've cleared myself for threats all the way, well, not too much further than this. Okay, so let me see if I can make this work. Okay, mark Bravo first, then it's just step up to steer point Charlie and mark point Charlie and drop that one. Okay, so let's come around, pop up. And it's just going to be roll out and drop, then off right. Okay, roll out. Okay, roll out, I guess, a little bit further. I was expecting a little bit more range out of these JDAMs. Okay, so first drop coming up. Okay, 1 weapon away. 2 weapons away. Off right. Well, obviously, yeah, Mr. J-Tac. Okay, coming off. And let me just use this terrain to mask a little bit. I've got some ground fire coming at me. Let me go ahead and move the aircraft around. Okay, I've got 1 impact out there that I saw, and I'm definitely out of flare. I'm just sort of dropping chaff out of habit here. I wanted to have some flare in the air just in case there were some man pads or any kind of like a shoulder-mounted IR-guided SAM thread in there. So at this point, that's 2 destroyed by Maverick attacks and 2 heavily damaged by JDAM attacks, and I'll have a tutorial linked to the video description that can make that technique for JDAM attacks a little bit more accurate than it turned out to be here. So at this point, I'm down to 2 GBU-12s and gun. I'm hesitant to pop up and do this from a higher altitude because of that SA-10 just over the ridge, and I'm also hesitant to roll in with a gun because of that ground fire that you saw me take coming off the target that time. So I come around and make my last GBU-12 delivery at this point. Okay, let's pop up. Still got a track on that target. I'm going to come around, level. I should be about 10 seconds or so to delivery. Once I do, roll out. Okay, 7 seconds. Okay, depress and hold weapons release switch. Okay, weapon away. I'm just going to maintain level, maybe just a little bit of a right-hand bank. Okay, laser firing. There's no reason this one shouldn't hit. And this was another bomb release that was close to the target and heavily damaged it, but just wasn't quite as good as I could have made it. And there is a tutorial linked in the video description that discusses the GBU-12 and trajectory sag, and explains why this bomb fell a little bit short. But overall, the primary target was halted, either destroyed or damaged, so the rest of the strike package has already started to pull out of the area. I check out with the forward air controller and follow them back out of the area, and then set up on my approach to Nellis. Okay, gotcha. I'm just going to roll it out right here. Now, runway 21 left is the one that's lit. That's the actual active runway. Yeah, since we're getting close to sunset, the one with the ILS is going to be active no matter what, but I'm still going to land on 21 right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go over to 21 left, just for the heck of it. Okay, let me go ahead and request landing. Okay, that's just a airspeed alert telling me that I need to get my gear down, and that's a good idea. Let's go gear down. Well, that's right. It was the combination of speed brakes out and gear not down that's coming with that alert for me. Now when the gear comes down, that one goes away. I just need to manage my airspeed and bring it on in on the approach. Okay, so coming on in here, I've got all these other aircraft already parked out here on the EORs out here on the east end of the airfield. Now let me flare, set her down, and I'll just sort of let the nose come on down naturally, down through 90 knots, and roll it on out to the end, and then take it on around there to the left. There's our A-10 Lola right there, and we'll shut it down. And then from here, it's just the standard taxi and shutdown to the LOLA live ordnance loading area that we were parked on at the beginning of the mission, where I go through the shutdown process, exit the mission, and then check the results in TACVIEW. And again, if you want to see this mission in its entirety, starting with the mission briefing, execution of the mission from the very beginning to the very end with what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and what decisions I'm making along the way, the link is in the video description. So folks, that's going to do it for this recap of Mission 3 from the A-10C Warthog Red Flag 16-2 campaign in DCS World. And if you enjoyed it, consider subscribing to the channel, following on Twitter, leaving a like, and sharing this video and everything else I do wherever you would like. All those things help me out a great deal. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.